Guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to share exactly what I'm going to do if I was going to start Amazon FBA today from scratch. My experience started when I was selling on Amazon FBA in 2021 as a part-time side hustle, but it grew so much that I was able to then quit my job in 2022. Since then, I've been able to work for myself, did a bit of traveling. I even visited my home country in the Philippines after 20 years, and all of that, and sold over $2 million in total sales. So I'm going to share with you guys the best advice I've learned from my experience and walk you through a 3-part blueprint process on how I would start the Amazon FBA business today. And I've definitely learned a lot from what works and what doesn't. And if you're new to Amazon FBA and, for this example, we're going to start from scratch with no experience, and we're going to do that starting with level 1. First, there's level 1. It's basically just do it. Just like Nike's famous slogan, just basically the whole idea is to get you started. It's really simple to get started, but I know what holds a lot of people back, and some of you guys might be even watching this. What holds really people back from starting Amazon FBA is literally overthinking. And I've been there. I've been that person, and you're probably worried or thinking that, oh, what if it doesn't work out, or what if I make some mistakes along the way? And I totally get it, and it might feel like there's a lot of things you need to figure out. So the whole idea here on level 1 is to just get you started and set up, sell a few things, and see how you like it. There's no commitment, there's no pressure. You don't need to go create a business LLC or create a bank account for your business. Again, we want to keep it simple here just to get you started. It's kind of like trying a new sport, right? Let's say tennis. You see it on TV, it looks fun, your friends are playing it, they're raving how much fun it is. It's easy to get started. All you need is a racket, but you don't really know what it's like until you play the game of tennis itself. And that's the same thing with Amazon FBA. And a lot of people are asking, like, Lester, where do I even begin? Like, where do I even start? To get you started, you need to go to sellercentral.amazon.com, and that's how you can create your Amazon seller account. It's free for your personal account to get started. It's really that simple. And guys, I even made a step-by-step video on how to create the account if you ever get stuck, so definitely check the video out on this channel. And once you create your account, you're all set up. That's it. You're ready to start selling. And guys, remember, don't overthink in this part. Level 1 is to literally get the idea for you to start just selling items so you get the concept that it works. And guys, my biggest advice here is to sell things that's already around your house. You can sell used textbooks that you don't read anymore, used electronics, or even brand new items that you've never opened. Let me tell you guys a story. The first sale I've ever made on Amazon FBA was my mom's personal nursing textbook. And all it was doing was just sitting on the living room for the longest time. And I decided to grab my phone, scan it with the Amazon seller app, and start to list it as a used textbooks online just to see, what would happen. And I don't know, it might have been a couple days later, it might have been a week, but I got the notification on my email that I had sold the textbooks. And guys, that was it. That was my first ever sale on Amazon FBA. And if you don't know how to ship the products itself, what softwares to use, how to find the best leads, how to reach out to different wholesalers, well guys, of course, there's so much information available on the internet. Also, you have me, right? You have this YouTube channel to use as your resource. We even have a free newsletter that you can sign up down below, where you strictly get the Amazon FBA tips that I send personally straight to your inbox. So after you've tried Amazon FBA, sold a few things, now you kind of have a feel for it and see how you really like it. And just like with the tennis example, you're really enjoying it, right? You're starting to play more on the weekends with your friends, and now you're thinking about, like, what if I join a league? What if I practice a bit more? And the same thing with Amazon FBA. You can keep it casual, just sell things randomly on the side, or if you want to take it a little bit more serious, want to start maybe like a side hustle that you do more consistently. And if you do decide to go through that route, that brings us to level 2, which I call the cha-ching zone. And this is where you put a little bit more effort in terms of your Amazon FBA business. You take it a little bit more seriously and just see how it goes. And this is where the side hustle part of the Amazon FBA comes in, because you may have a job, you might be in school, but yet you're still doing it consistently on the side. You're learning the ropes of how things work, right? You kind of know how to ship items now. You kind of know how to use the keep a graph to analyze deals for your product that you're going to buy. And overall, you just have a nice understanding of how Amazon FBA works and you like it. And guys, just like our tennis example that we've been using here, you probably, start to take it seriously. You really like it. You're practicing a bit more. Now you start to invest a little bit in terms of the tennis. Now you're getting the exact tennis shoes. Maybe you upgrade your racket into a better one. Maybe you start buying like a ball machine or start taking private lessons with a coach. And when I was at this stage of level 2 being a side hustle, I spent about, 10 to 11 months in the stage where I really got to learn Amazon FBA, went through a bunch of mistakes, and I was starting to get better in terms of sourcing and managing my cash flow. And guys, I remember it was November, December of 2021 where I had first experienced my busy season of Q4, Black Friday, Christmas, all that stuff. I ordered so many things, and at this time I was living at a little tiny studio high-rise apartment in downtown Miami. So imagine, I don't know, it might have been like 500 square feet or something, and my whole apartment, my roommate was pretty much all the items that I was purchasing to send to Amazon FBA, and I was purchasing so much that I fell behind that I was staying up until 2 or 3 or 4 in the morning just to get these products shipped and prepped. And I still had to work with my 9-to-5 job in the morning, so that's how crazy it was. And I'm gonna share with you guys a couple photos and videos here. And the best part was that I lived on the high rise, and so I had to take the elevator all the time. It would take me about 2 or 3 trips up and down just to get all the items from the lobby, bring it to my apartment. And yeah, guys, it was crazy, fun times. I didn't really know what I was doing that much then, but it was the idea that I was starting to get the hang of Amazon FBA, getting some money on the side as a, part-time side hustle. But then you kind of run into this fork in the road, right? And if you've been doing it constantly, you know that it works already. So now if you do take it seriously, you start to ask yourself questions. It's like, what happens if I really put my 100% full-time effort into this? You start to build momentum, you start to build a little bit of cash. Let's see what happens. And by the way, guys, if you've been enjoying the content of this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps the YouTube algorithm and this channel as well. So anyways, after you spend some time in level 2, you put in a bit of hard work, you start to learn the ropes a little bit. This is where you come in the fork in the road where, think of side hustle as a hobby, right? And the business aspect, if you're gonna do it full time. And honestly, rank yourself, give it from a score from 1 as a hobby and 10 as a business, like where you'll land. Honestly, it's gonna require some reflection, and nothing wrong with it if you do decide to keep it fun, keep it simple, you like it. Amazon FBA, that's that. But if you want to take it to the business, then you are going to be ready for level 3. And with me, that's where I was kind of leaning towards with. I always wanted to start a business. I didn't know what business it was. Then the opportunity of Amazon FBA came in, and that's where it really gave me the opportunity. And as I was leaning towards a business, I enjoyed it. I was doing pretty well. So why not take the leap and make it my full-time job and turning professional? So level 3, it's definitely going to require more than just like selling stuff, buying it low and selling high. Now you're running a proper business. And that starts with literally treating everything like a business. Your mindset and focus has to be a business minded. And that's where you can really start to grow as an entrepreneur yourself and learn how to manage, employees, work with different suppliers and distributors, and take yourself more seriously. So what does that exactly look like when you start to grow and turn professional into level 3? So step 1, you want to set up your business properly. You want to make sure you have a great foundation. What I mean by that is you want to get everything organized from the beginning, because you don't want to go back and fix the mess you created, just because you didn't do everything correctly. So having a structure like LLC, it just definitely helps you protect your personal assets and separates it from the business. You also want to start considering creating a business bank account, again, just to kind of keep everything organized and separate as well. And again, this is where the mindset of really treating it a business is going to help you a lot when you start to grow even more. So then what you're going to want to do is start to create standards operating procedure, or SOPs, for your business. And a great example of this is tasks that are always repetitive that comes within the Amazon FBA business. And this is where hiring an employee, specifically a virtual assistant, for example, like in the Philippines, can help you scale really, because if you're doing a lot of repetitive things, it's a lot easier to delegate, to have help from someone that you can teach by using these standards operating procedures, or SOPs, because they can literally just follow what you had created in that system. So when you're hiring someone, that will just give them a straight guideline. It will keep them consistent because they have a clear instruction of how you want the business to run. Think about you going to McDonald's, right? You can go from McDonald's in the East Coast, New York City, and McDonald's in California. They have the same procedure. They can literally hire anyone and put in that position and know what to do, have that consistency of McDonald's, right? Because they have a standard operating procedure that they had inputted throughout their business. So now we're to step 2, where you can start hiring and start to really outsource a lot of your business. Now that your business has a great setup or a foundation, now you're good to scale up, and this is where it really gets exciting. The reason is that you don't have to do a lot of things yourself as well, unlike in the beginning. And this is where you can hire your first employee, as I mentioned, like a virtual assistant, right? Or you can hire help like a prep center. And a prep center, what they do is they pretty much do the shipment, the packing on your behalf. And that way, at this point, the goal of the business is to have you slowly pull yourself out in there. So that way you're not in the business, you're working out of the business and just managing whether that's employees or sending products to the prep center so they do the shipment for you. Because your job as an entrepreneur, you want to see the big picture, right? And sometimes that really requires a lot of mental focus, a lot of reflection in there. And if you're doing the small repetitive tasks, that kind of takes away from your energy to focus on the big task. And if you have really great ambition, that's where, you know, hiring help and outsourcing is really gonna benefit you. And you know, this is where the stage we're currently at. And I remember, you know, last year where it really started to ramp up after a couple years of my experience on Amazon, where I started to aggressively purchase more inventory, but then I fell behind. You know, it was just me. My brother would sometimes help me pack, but then I needed help. So that's where the prep center really came to help me. I have a virtual assistant that's with me, you know, for almost 2 years now. That kind of helps find leads every single day. And step 3, you want to start thinking about long-term growth, right? Like Amazon FBA is a long-term game. You're not gonna get rich quick in overnight success, right? No matter how many advertisements you'll see on like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, wherever, it's a long game. Just like with anything great in life, anything you want to pick up, like tennis, you're not gonna be an overnight tennis superstar in a day. Even if you have the best talent out there, it's gonna require a lot of years to really develop that talent and get professional and be the best at it. And at the same time, you want to grow sustainably, right? You want to have a vision, what you want to accomplish in a timeline such as 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, and actually do this properly. And to strategically think about your growth as well. You know, is there a niche that maybe you want to start focusing on because you find a lot of success there? You want to start also adapting to what the market is going, because it's constantly changing, right? Like what you had purchased, for example, last year, maybe not as hot this year. So this is where you start thinking high level in order to keep your business growing and keep the success going as well. And yeah, at this level, it's all about smart growth, because, you know, if you have already been in level 3, you've already put in the hard work from going from level 1, level 2 to level 3. And yeah, after this level, it's all about just moving up, doing it the smart way, smart growth. And guys, if you want to learn how to crush your goals and boost productivity, check this latest video I had made right here relating to that and how you can apply the sticker method in terms of your business. And guys, don't forget, we have a free Discord that you can sign up, come join, ask questions, meet other Amazon sellers, our free newsletter down below. Till next time, au revoir.